mountains. Nepal is a country with 36 languages, small country, different languages, not dialects. Rich cultural heritage and indigenous knowledge. For generation and generation, mountain communities are adapting to climate change. It is not that climate change is happening just now. Climate is changing ever. The notion that we are all in transition. But the rate of change that the climate, on the climate, has so profoundly increased in terms of its magnitude. We are losing efficiency in terms of being able to adapt. We are losing our effectiveness. Mountain communities are losing effectiveness in terms of being able to adapt. Now, at ICIMOD, we are trying to promote Transact approach. In 2008, we had a major biodiversity conference with the key people from the global biodiversity leaders and all national stakeholders, and looked at different transacts as a representative sample. Again, if you look at the whole land mass, 3,500 kilometers, it's not easy to collect data and samples and others. Where are the different representative samples within? Yesterday, the Honorable Minister from India was mentioning about the Kailash program is one of the transacts that we have initiated. Transact as a concept in terms of long-term monitoring of ecosystem, so to speak. At the same time, there are many different international organizations, leave alone national organizations. How do we really synergize these efforts in terms of having collected this data and others? So collaborative and complementary approach for long-term ecosystem monitoring, having a common approach and methodology, and consistent time series information to understand in order to adapt to the climate change. These are some of the strategic direction that under the leadership of Dr. Andrew Shield we are taking. Now, from the remote sensing Earth observation perspective, land cover dynamics has been a basis for ecosystem assessment. Land cover is an important source of information. So we are using remote sensing based imageries to do land cover mapping at the regional level and at the national level. And we are having a regional coordinated effort in terms of this initiative in order to have a consistent land cover data on a time series so that it would provide basis for different ecosystem assessment. Natural disasters, another phenomenon. I don't think I need to emphasize here the kind of natural disasters that we face. More than 90% of the casualties that happens all around the world is in this part of the region. You name it, Pakistan floods, Sichuan earthquake, Pakistan earthquake, number of other disasters. But what we are seeing and witnessing also is an increasing number and magnitude of these disasters are struck in this part of the region. Pakistan flood is one case in point. And Mr. Bolton has mentioned already within the framework of SERVIR Himalaya and Sentinel Asia, I just would like to acknowledge our JAXA colleague here. We put together a rapid response mapping and trying to support how Earth observation can help to that effect. Satellite-based forest detection and monitoring. This is another areas. I know in India and in China, there are more robust systems, but in Nepal, in Bhutan, these are some of the areas that we are trying to work on in terms of making a forest fire detection and monitoring and also providing this information to end user community. Transboundary air pollution, another big areas and the implications of black carbon on the glaciers and snow and so forth. There are lot of international consortium with Nobel laureates on atmospheric brown cloud scientific investigation and UNEP, and its impact on agriculture, impact on health issues. These are some of the issues that we are engaging on to some extent. Now, having said this, we have Mountain Geo Portal, which is a collaborative effort to build, share, and disseminate geo-information resources as a regional gateway. And more importantly today, I think we have Professor Asas. And we are talking about, I think Mr. Baldwin and Mr. Yates has emphasized on the fact that Earth observation and bringing the benefits of this observation to the societal needs. And GEO has defined 9 different societal needs. But more importantly, we are looking at how we can bring Earth observation to the benefit of mountain societies, so to speak. How we can play a meaningful role as a regional entity, together with regional partners, in order to bring fruits of Earth observation to our societal needs. And just to give you statistics, out of 44 essential variables that is defined by UNFCCC, in order to do climatic assessment, 26 depend upon the satellite observation. That also underscores the importance of satellite observation and Earth observation. And we need to build this capability. We need to build regional solidarity in terms of bringing fruits of Earth observation to that effect. And I'm very pleased that, and we are privileged, it's a kind of a historic event, and we have the presence of Mr. Baldwin here, NASA administrator himself, Mr. Yates from USAID. We heard about the partnership, and to launch this program at ICIMOD, together with all these distinguished delegates, representative from all our member countries. It's a matter of pride for me to stand here and talking about some of the issues and SERVIR Himalaya as a regional visualization and monitoring system in a way that we can make a difference, in a way that we can bridge some of the important data gaps in the region to the scientific communities, to researchers, to academia, and more importantly, translating this information in a manner that can make a difference in terms of policy, in terms of programs, and more importantly, to the future generation. If data is to guide in terms of making a difference, I think this is a very important and historic moment, I would think. And as a way forward, I just would like to conclude in the sense that this forum, having an August gathering from presence of NASA administrator and all regional member countries, space agencies, and the regional partners, we would like to foster regional and international cooperation to promote the use and access of Earth observation, build synergies between national and regional initiatives. There are a number of national and regional initiatives, and promote complementary development of regional databases so as to fill the data gap in the region. At the same time, promote common approach and methodology for development of mountain focus applications. Here we are again a unique mountain development center. So our focus needs is to the effect of developing mountain focus application and decision support. And lastly, foster Himalayan data infrastructure. I know over the last couple of years, global spatial data infrastructure and others, like we see telecom as an infrastructure, like we see road as an infrastructure, data also is being viewed as an infrastructure, as a fundamental component that drive policy, that drive our understanding and so forth. So all of these efforts would lead to Himalayan spatial data infrastructure, so to speak. And hopefully we can make difference to the lives of these people and future generation. Thank you very much.